One of the most important things I've realized is that confidence comes after and not before. If I only started things once I became confident, I would be waiting a lifetime. I would get nothing done. Over the years, a few simple shifts in mindset have really helped me become more confident. And the fact that I'm speaking to a camera, putting myself out there onto the internet is a testament to that. The reason I wanted to make this video talking about confidence and self-confidence is when I was younger, because of my lack of confidence, there were so many obstacles I was placing in front of myself. Let's face it, there were already loads of challenges and obstacles in the world without us adding more of our own. This is kind of a video to my younger self. And if it helps someone else along the way and helps them avoid spending years and years and years figuring out how to become more confident, then that is a job well done. So let's get into it. The first thing is, why is confidence so important? Why is it such a powerful tool in allowing us to progress and succeed in our life? And one of the key points is when we feel more secure with ourselves, we're more likely to take on new opportunities, we're more willing to take risks, and the more opportunities, the more risk we take, the higher the chance of success. So what's the actual difference between confidence and self-confidence? And self-confidence is when we believe in our own abilities, we believe in our own judgments, and that is not to say that we believe that we can execute any task or any type of job we're given 100%. It just means that we believe that we're able to kind of have a go at it. So whereas confidence is something that comes after the task. So we've drawn on experiences of us having done something really well, which makes us more confident in doing it again or trying it slightly differently. I found that I was becoming more confident when the unknown became known. So once I kind of put myself out there or tried this new thing that I was kind of scared about, and if that task or that thing that I wanted to do went well, that gave me more confidence to keep at it, and that was building that kind of momentum, that positive feedback. I'll give you a really, really good example, and that is when I was working in hospital, one of the things I was really bad at was doing cannulas or cannulation. For those of you who don't know, a cannula is basically a little device that is put into a blood vessel. Patients are given medicines or fluids and things like that through it, and I was really not good at them. So this can go one of two ways. One is tell myself that I'm really, really bad at this, I haven't got experience for it. And the other way is accepting that the only way I'm going to be improving is if I seek out opportunities where I can practice my cannulation, basically. So in my case, I would get seniors to observe me, give me tips on what I was doing wrong and how can I improve. And then taking on those tips, I would go on to the next patient and then practice the cannula, and then to the next patient. And then by the end of it, it was just making me more and more confident. Every time I was cannulating, I'd take on that new tip and I'd be better, and then I'll do it again, I'd feel even better. Experience breeds confidence. The more experienced we become at something, the more confident we become, because we've got evidence of our past experiences that we did really well. And that just keeps adding up, and it just becomes this like momentum of positive feedback that just keeps going and going. I would literally volunteer for the really difficult cannulas, and everyone who works in a hospital knows there are patients with really difficult veins. And I would attempt because I had that kind of background confidence that was allowing me to do that. I was known as the queen of cannulas, you know, I became so good at them. The next point, which is so important, is confidence is a skill, not a personality. Hands up if you hear the word confidence. Do you think about someone who's really extroverted, you know, really bubbly, outgoing, and you're like, oh, I wish I could be like that, but my personality is not like that. I'm really introverted, I'm really quiet, so that means I can't be confident. No, nobody's born with confidence. You know, it's something we learn, it's something we acquire, and like any skill, if you practice it hard enough, you become better at it. And that is pretty much the same with confidence. What if we are someone who has really low confidence, and what do you do then? Like, how do you actually start learning confidence? One of the most helpful ways in which I've learned to become more confident is imitating confidence. When we imitate confidence, or like pretend we're confident, we can almost trick our brain to help us actually feel confident. And if you do it enough, over time, it actually does become something that you don't have to kind of pretend anymore. When I was in high school and university, I wasn't the most confident of people. It was only putting myself in these situations where I had to fake confidence that really, really helped me become more confident. One of the things we have to do as doctors is discuss management plans and like what is actually happening with the patients, to the patients themselves and also to the relatives. When the patient's really, really sick and they can't speak for themselves, it's always a relative that you have to explain things to. And that was something I really, really struggled with. But because I literally had no choice and that was part of my job, I just had to do it. I had to kind of go into the room of the patient and speak to like all these family members that were just looking at me for answers. And one of the things they obviously expect from a doctor is someone to be able to be confident, reassuring, being able to give clear and detailed information. I just went in there faking confidence, even though inside my heart was just going like 100 miles an hour. And I actually found that over time, I no longer had to pretend and it just became second nature. And that kind of smoothly brings me into my next point, which is the power of body language. Literally just putting a smile on our faces and actually focus on our body language, like open it up, not to kind of slouch and like sit up straight. That actually triggers like hormones and chemicals that allow us to feel more confident and feel more positive about our own abilities and being able to do things. So for me, smiling was like smiling like randomly felt really foreign to me. But like everything else, the more you practice it, the less weird and out of place it seems. And before you know it, you'll find yourself smiling and kind of like straightening yourself up every time you have to approach something difficult or kind of do some public speaking or speak in front of your class or put your hand up or anything like that. And one of the other things that really, really helps promote long-term confidence and self-confidence is asking for feedback and not validation. Feedback is one of the most powerful tools that we can use to keep getting better and improve ourselves. And when I mean feedback, I don't just mean positive feedback. So not just someone telling you that you did really well and you were really great and this and that. One of the qualities of someone who's confident is being able to accept constructive criticism. People being able to tell us what we didn't do so well. I'm purposely not using the word wrong or bad, because when you frame it as what could I have done better, it's just much more positive, and then that helps you figure out how can I actually improve. The other side of the coin of that is seeking validation and looking for approval from other people, because when we have low confidence, we don't have the belief in our own selves, we don't feel secure in ourselves, we find ourselves like fishing for compliments. We need someone else to validate us, we need someone else to tell us that we're doing well. And the problem with that is we're not focused on improving ourselves, finding that internal kind of satisfaction of doing something for the first time, but instead we're focused on making other people happy. And that kind of leads to a very slippery slope in two ways. One, we end up only doing things to make other people happy. And then we end up not doing things or not approaching new opportunities or not willing to take risks because we're scared of failing, because we're kind of putting on a performance for someone else. So that kind of leads to this negative cycle where we're drawing on motivation from like an external source, or like what are people expecting from us, rather than like an internal motivation thing where we genuinely want to improve ourselves or get better or that type of thing, which is where true confidence really comes from. So I'm someone who likes to be told what are they not doing very well, because I know what I'm doing well. I want to be told what am I doing not so well, or how can I improve on it. This may come across as like perfectionist behavior, but this is different because I'm not looking to be 100%, I'm looking to be the best I can possibly be. An example is when I've been called to review a patient on the wards. I've just realised I'm using all my examples while I'm at work, but anyway. I've been asked to review a patient. At the beginning, I wasn't very confident in being able to make decisions or figure out what's exactly going wrong with the patient. I really wanted to go out of my way and improve. So I've been asked to review a sick patient who's deteriorating, and I have a look at the patient. I'm like, oh my God, I don't know what's going on with this patient. So I could go one of two ways. One is run to the seniors and say, oh, I'm only a junior, I don't know what's going on with this patient, can you come and help me? Or I can go see the patient, review them, just go through things in a systematic way, check their observations, look at their notes, and then try and formulate some kind of a plan. And without me doing anything, I'd speak to the seniors and I'd say, I've seen this patient, done this, I think this is what's going on, what do you think? And that way, I will learn so much more than if I was just like, I'm not going to try, can you tell me the answers, please? Now I've given an answer, I've done it. So there's already like a basis being set. So like this is the level that Roda's at right now. So the senior will be like, oh, okay, you've done this really well. Yeah, we need to give fluids as well. Or you may have not thought, you didn't think about doing this, so we need to add that. And before we know it, all of those repeated experiences kind of add up. Every single experience is something new I've learned. And then that next experience I've learned something new. And then it just adds up over time. Really slowly adds up over time. So that was everything. If you found this helpful and you thought this was quite interesting, I have done another video about perfectionism, which I'm going to put up there somewhere. And like always, if you took something away from this video or you found it helpful, please like the video, subscribe to the channel because it really helped me grow, and I'll see you in the next video.